Psalm 1 shows us the striking difference between the godly and the ungodly and how one is rooted in the stable soil of transcendent truth, while the other is easily scattered like ash. It says, quote, "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth its fruit in and out of season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away." End quote. Now, we all know that America's cultural landscape seems to be ever shifting, and, well, that can be a little unsettling. So, what we need now more than ever are the transcendent truths of God's Word and some dangerous friends that have our backs. So, come join an incredible lineup of speakers, including Pastor Michael Foster, Rosaria Butterfield, Jamie Bambrick, the Blaze TV's own Steve Dace, and more for the Clear Truth Media's 2025 conference, Dangerous Friends. The conference is March 13th and 14th at Redemption Church in Monclova, Ohio, just outside Toledo. I'll be there as well with a podcasting booth, along with my friends Greg Moore of the Dead Men Walking podcast and my good friend Parker Brown from the Watch Well podcast. And I've heard tell that the Harbor Freight Doug Wilson himself, Keith Foskey, is also going to be in attendance. So come on by and introduce yourself. Come spend a few days in Ohio with your dangerous friends and come by my booth and say hello to get your free civically minded gift. To purchase tickets or for more information, go to dangerousfriends25.com and be sure to enter the promo code CivEccly25 for $25 off your tickets. For the last couple weeks, I've been suffering from the debilitating effects of vertigo. And if any of you have ever equally suffered, then you know how truly incapacitating this illness can be. While we haven't yet ascertained what's causing my vertigo, I'm starting to think that it might be due to the whiplash I've received in the first 12 days of the new Trump administration. I mean, who wouldn't be a bit dizzy with all the abrupt U turns and switchbacks that have happened in a short 12 days? Since the inauguration of our 47th president, Donald J. Trump, there has been a whirlwind of activity coming out of Washington, D.C. Now, if Melania's outfit, almost symbolically mourning the death of progressivism and the deep state, wasn't enough insight into what was coming, then certainly her husband's speech that day from the rotunda should have been.
Drill, baby, drill. External Revenue Service. And bring back free speech to America.
Some people were so excited by the idea of a renewed America under Donald Trump that they made major announcements.
We're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes, similar to X, starting in the US.
Here's looking at you, Justin Trudeau. President Trump wasted no time pardoning those imprisoned for January 6th, as well as offering pardons for several pro-life activists that had been jailed. The Department of Government Efficiency and the External Revenue Service were both announced from the podium, and national emergencies were declared on both our immigration and energy policies failures. Now, these sweeping moves allow for immediate action to be taken by the executive branch to address the emergency status, which has now been declared. Not only did President Trump ring the death knell on government DEI hiring and inclusivity agendas, he also plainly stated,
"It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female."
Nowhere felt the ground shifting more than at FBI headquarters in Quantico, where interior design changes are already underway. Apparently, we are all so unburdened by what has been that everyone's detransitioning. New border czar Tom Homan wasted no time starting the mass deportations that President Trump promised even back on the campaign trail. And with Kristi Noem now confirmed as the new Secretary of Homeland Security, it's only ramped up from there. Colombia, however, decided this week that they would be the first country to vocally push back against the large-scale deportation movements. But President Trump dissuaded his Colombian counterpart, Gustavo Petro, against this folly while working on a short game in the front nine of Trump National Doral in Miami. After this brief attitude adjustment, President Petro was kind enough to offer his own airplane to assist in the expediting of the continued repatriation of his own citizenry. Additional cabinet positions have also been filling up these first 12 days, and we now have a new Secretary of State in Marco Rubio, a new Director of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, and of course, our Presbyterian brother and recently installed Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth.
I, Pete Hegseth, do solemnly swear do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Now, there are still more confirmations needing to be made, and RFK Jr. might be the largest hurdle left in the process. But do we really expect the medical industrial complex to go down without a fight? It was only 5 years ago that they attempted a global coup d'etat. And remember, as I earlier said, this is neck breaking whiplash, so I can understand if they're struggling to keep up. In economic news, the stock market rebounded strongly in January with high consumer confidence amid a new Trump administration. However, American superstock Nvidia took a major hit with the introduction of Chinese AI model DeepSeek. But no financial news loomed larger than that of the 25% tariffs that President Trump will place on Canada, Mexico, and China. Prognosticators and doomsdayers are all aflutter, concerned that this will saddle American consumers with impossible choice of buying grandma's medications or affording another slice of avocado toast. And I think we all know how that will end. Vice President J.D. Vance attended and spoke at the 2025 March for Life and encouraged many Christians with his strong anti-abortion rhetoric. Early moves by the new administration and many states pursuing more robust limits on abortion have renewed vigor and determination to the proponents of full abolition of child sacrifice. Time, of course, will tell where this hotly debated issue will land. But this wouldn't be the only controversial thing that Vice President Vance would do during his early tenure as the second highest executive in the land. He would also appear opposite Margaret Brennan on CBS's Face the Nation, and in turn, he would ruffle some feathers with his bold stance on the president's policy of mass deportations. And on Thursday, his encouragement to everyone on the X platform to, quote, Google the Ordo Amoris, end quote, has made Christian heads explode. This simple admonition left everyone from Owen Strahan to civically minded's favorite punching bag, David French, clutching their pearls and terrified of an American Reich. Because this is a topic worthy of its own treatment, however, I will be dropping a video on Monday regarding the Ordo Amoris as a historic teaching of the church. But here's a spoiler for those of you that might disagree with the biblical concept of ordered loves.
I don't really care, Margaret.